done. Good morning. Good morning. $170%. This ought to be illegal. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Getting out right now, Terry. Watching level 2 here. I wanted 90, but I'm not going to get it. I don't think it might. I wanted 90 out of it. Doggone it. Come on. Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. Not bad. That wasn't a bad trade at all. I like that one. Not bad. All right, we just had a really nice runner. That's why I got the hat on. I always put the hat on when we get a 100% runner. Not bad. That wasn't too bad. 45-2 to 84-31. I was wanting 90. I wanted 100% ROI on that one, but starting to make me a little nervous. So I took the out on it. But we had a real nice press release on TIRX, and the stock went up. Oh, let's see, what did we hit? It went up 170% on that press release. 170%. That was nice, and it may go higher. It may push even higher. I don't know. But I got out of it what I wanted, so I'm happy with it. I'm happy. And it was only, let's see, it was a cheapie. It was one of them cheap stocks, man. It went from, it was at 34 cents. 34 cents. So you imagine how many you can get at 34 cents. But it went from 34 cents to 89. It's up about 155% right now. So that was a good one. So that was 170% run on a press release. If you were watching your press releases, I'm sure you caught it along with the Wolfpack. Good morning, Vicky, Carrie, Patricia, good morning. Ariel, good morning. Fidge Fox says good night, so it must be evening where you're at. But good evening. Well, we'll see if that TIRX is going to push any higher. We also had a nice press release this morning at 7 o'clock on PDYN. They got an Air Force contract, PDYN, and that stock managed to go from $6.64 to $9.06. Another nice push on a press release. That's why we like those press releases. That's why we like those. Now, we had what I consider a pretty decent press release on AZI this morning. And we grabbed some AZI this morning. It has gone from $2.34. Right now, it's sitting at $3.43. Another nice press release pushing up beautifully. We're in the money. So we made money on TIRX this morning. We're making money on AZI this morning. We made money on PDYN. What started out, yeah, I'm watching it, Mark. What started out as kind of a slow morning, or what we thought was going to be kind of a slow morning, has turned into a real monster. Oh, where do you get your press releases? Fuzzy, I get them on my scanners. I've got about 5 different scanners that I use. Some are free, some I pay subscriptions for. I'm in on subscriptions about $500 a month that I pay for subscriptions for scanners. Hey, there's the cowboy hat. Elwood, thank you very much. So that's where I get my press releases. We've got Wolfpack, some of our community, they have other sources they use. And of course, we're all bringing information together as a group. So it helps not only to have my scanners, but scanners they're using as well. AZI now up 51%. How you guys feeling about AZI now? Everybody that bought in this morning, how you feeling about that so far? David, good morning. Hopefully you guys are feeling pretty good about that. Remember, keep them green. When they go green, make sure you're keeping them that way. Manage your positions best you can. Let's see what TIRX. Pulling back here a little bit, but that's okay. It was up 170%. You got to love that. Rob took the out on AZI. His account is up 6%. That's great. Can't ask for anything better than that. The one and only Vicky, good morning. Good morning. Traded 2 rounds thanks to Zoom. Nice. Terry's 80% out. AZI getting a little bit of a pullback here. We'll see where it goes. I'm going to trust the news for a little bit longer. You can get the early pre-market scanner. I have a scanner on Zoom that shows everything from 5 pennies up to $60. And anything that's moving in pre-market, like from 4 o'clock till now, is on that scanner on Zoom. But you have to get into Zoom to see it. But if you're into that real early morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning kind of trading, then you can get that scanner on Zoom, and it'll show you what's moving, where all the runners are at, so on and so forth. But then I go live at 6:45 on Zoom, and that's when all my other scanners come into play, and we catch these press releases. There's nothing better than catching a good press release as soon as it hits the market. That's one of the advantages. And that's what the Wolfpack is all about. If you ever wonder, well, what's this whole Wolfpack thing about? It's not a place. It's not, we're not selling a program. We're not selling some secret technique to make money in the market. We're not selling it's not a get rich quick scheme or anything. The whole purpose behind the Wolfpack is sharing the press releases with each other. That's really what it boils down to. There's the cowboy hat again, right on top of it, right on top of my Panama Jack hat. Pinky 262 to 330 on AZI. Nicely done. Hollywood 264 to 320 on AZI. So if you ever wonder what the Wolfpack community is about, that's all it is. You're not going to be sold a program or some secret trading method that somebody developed that's going to, be a secret weapon for trading and all that kind of stuff. Or there's no method. There's none of that kind of stuff. It's just a place to be in the morning with a community of traders like yourself and get the press releases. That's really what it boils down to. It's a place where you can get the press releases that hit the market as soon as they hit the market, so that you can get that little edge, that little jump, and get in early when a press release takes off. That's all the Wolfpack is. I've been trading on press releases for years and years. Press release comes out and I like to know it. Beach Bum 277 to 340. Nicely done, Beach Bum. Nicely done. All right. Let's see what 8 o'clock gives us. We've been getting a lot of class action lawsuits popping up on our scanners this morning. Hopefully we get something good here at 8 o'clock. So if you'd like to join us in early morning pre-market with the press releases, just go to our website and subscribe to live Zoom trading. It's that simple. And the website is wolfpackcommunity.com. Real easy. wolfpackcommunity.com. We'd love to have you. I'm still sitting on AZI. I'm going to be a little bit patient on that one yet. All right, let's see what we've got here. OKYO announced a successful Type C meeting with the FDA. So they had an FDA meeting and it was a successful meeting. That's what that's all about. That's on OKYO. Class action lawsuits. VCIG, listed as a microfloat, announces a non-binding letter of intent with VCI Global to unveil a robotics-enabled workforce as a service platform. That's on VCIG. It's a microfloat, or at least it's listed that way on scans. VCIG. Now, RR, we talked about RR yesterday, Rich Tech Robotics. They just put out a press release announcing a $38 million private placement. SXTP, microfloat. SXTP exercises a license option with Florida State University for large-scale purification for non-RX use. That's on SXTP, microfloat. This is presentation. Conferences, class action lawsuit. This one sounds a bit fluffy, but it's got a low float. MYSZ, a subsidiary of MYSZ, expands secondhand fashion distribution across Europe through an Amazon Marketplace account. Sounds a bit fluffy. It's a 93-cent stock, but it's got a 3 million public float, so it's got a really small float. There's no volume on it yet this morning. But I just wanted to mention it because it does have a relatively small float, so might be of interest to somebody. Now, PDYN is still trying to push up. AZI struggling a little bit. TIRX, let's go look at that one again. TIRX up 177%. It was just up 180%. There it is, back up over 190% now on TIRX. I was looking for 90 and it just hit 92. 94 actually, up 190%. I love press releases. Oh, let's see. Not seeing anything that's grabbing my attention at the moment in terms of press releases. Nothing that I want to get too excited about. Might be something that pops up here in the next 5 minutes or so. So we'll give it just a little bit longer Byron, 827 to 896, all out on PDYN. Second quarter financials. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Nothing like a good 190% runner before 8 o'clock in the morning. That's love it. Those feel good. Okay, so let's go over and look at that micro float that I mentioned to you. SXTP. Let's see how that one's doing. All right. Well, kind of floating around here at the moment. We'll see if that micro float works to its advantage. Well, Bob got it. SXTP from 538 to 568. Yes, Vicky, you missed a good one. TIRX up 190%. Kind of curious to see if that SXTP is going to rip and finally bounce, get up over that $6 and stay there. Few more minutes. We'll wait a few more minutes on some news here, see if anything comes up. I know a lot of you on TikTok don't follow us over onto YouTube, so I'm going to try to get something here for you. That SXTP might go with that tiny float. I'm hoping it rips here. Back to 587. It's struggling. It's a lot of selling going on there. Hollywood, 533 to 579 on SXTP. Good trade. Good quick in and out trade. I like it. I like it. AZI kind of going sideways here. It's got some pretty decent sized swings up and down. I'm hoping it gives us 100% today. That would be sweet. Do you look at level 2? Yes, I trade with level 2 very, very heavily. I don't know that I could trade without level 2. I would highly recommend anybody who wants to trade seriously to make sure you have level 2 access. Being able to see all the orders that are sitting there waiting from buyers and all the orders that are sitting there waiting on from the sellers is a huge, huge advantage. You can really get a nice overall view of what's coming. What's this? All right. ABT. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. SXTP is getting pulled down. PDYN is having trouble getting back to 9. Nice lid. Yeah, this is my 100% runner hat. Now I got hat hair. I put the hat on anytime we get 100% runner on a press release. I put the hat on. And we had one of those this morning, just prior to coming live on TikTok and YouTube. Hopefully we get another one. Kind of hoping AZI is the one that takes off this morning. Good press release on AZI. In my humble opinion, I think it's a pretty good press release. Again, just my opinion, but I think it's a pretty good press release. The current price on it right now is $3.18. Okay, are you with me so far? Current price is $3. Well, it's down $3.17 now. The press release was that the controlling shareholder, which is some doctor, plans to invest up to $30 million in buying shares of the company at $5 a share to show his support and reaffirming his confidence in the growth of the company. So he's going to spend $30 million to buy shares at $5 a piece, and the price right now is $3.17. So in my opinion, it should go up today, but just depends on how retail traders look at that and what the market does with it at 9:30. I don't know. It's coming down right now. It's down to 310 now, 309. So it's getting pulled down real quick right now. And that's on AZI is the ticker symbol. It's down to 307, 306. So it's getting pulled down. But I thought that sounded like pretty good news. And it was kind of the same news that we had on TIRX. There was also an investor going to invest a bunch of money in TIRX at a much higher price than the current stock price. And that one went up 170% on that news. So I'm hoping AZI will do the same. Now it's back to 320. So I'm hoping that works out into our favor. I'm going to trust the news, see what happens. I got in at 277 on that press release. And it's at 318, 316 right now. So I'm in the money. I'm in the money on it, but I'm hoping it rips a lot higher. It has a really small float too. It's only got a 1.4 million public float. So that float, I'm hoping in combination with the news, really pushes that up. But I honestly, I don't know what's going to happen to it today. So I'm watching my position very closely. If it starts to tank and it drops down back to where I bought it at, I'm out. I'll be done with it. I might re-look at it later to see if it starts reversing. But for right now, I'm in the money, so I'll stick with it. All right. Well, TikTok, thank you for hitting the follow button. I appreciate that very much. And what ticker? That's on AZI. AZI. Don't know if it'll go up from its current level or if it's going to drop. I don't know. So manage what you're doing. And as always, manage your losses, cut them quick. But I'm hoping it goes up on that news. And that low float will help it if that happens. So thank you for hitting the follow button on TikTok. I do appreciate you guys very, very, very much. And we try to be here every morning for the 8 o'clock press releases. And now we're going to say goodbye to TikTok and we're going over to YouTube. So if you'd like the 8:30 press releases and the 9 o'clock press releases, pop over to YouTube. And where you can find us on YouTube is Traveling Trade Adventures. That's the YouTube channel that I'm on right now. Traveling Trade Adventures. That's where you need to search for. And that's where you can find us. So if I don't see you over there on YouTube here this morning, I will see you tomorrow morning right here on TikTok. All right. You guys have a beautiful day. Keep them green. Stay warm up there too. Oh my. You guys ready for this? Yeah, VCIG is not moving anywhere either. It's green. I mean, it's up 2%, almost 3%, but it's not moving. SXTP is not doing anything either. We'll just have to keep an eye on them. Let's see. EX. Huh. SNBR. SNBR. Sleep Number. Everybody knows about Sleep Number beds, right? Sleep Number welcomes Travis Kelce as the newest strategic partner and investor. So Travis Kelce is a new partner and investor in Sleep Number beds, if that matters to you. It's on SNBR. All right. Yeah, that means he's going to be popping up in those commercials on Sleep Number beds. You bet. He'll be popping up in those commercials. All right. Let's see. TikTok. Guess how much I made on TikTok today? Not enough for coffee, but PDYN. Look at that. 926. It's up 41%. It was real struggling there with those nines for quite some time. From 7:30 until just now, it has not been able to get over 9. It's just been every time it got to 9, it got pushed down. And now it finally broke through that resistance. Let's see. I made $1.19. How about that? I made $1.19. TikTok probably made $3, but I made $1.19. Almost a full tank of gas for your RV. Trevor made 5 cents yesterday. Wolfpack thinks I'm bragging. Yeah, it's turned from a flex. This isn't a flex. Oh my goodness. That's a flex, man. SLDP announces pricing of $130 million registered direct offering. SLDP. Ben, yeah, I believe so. I believe so, Ben. I'm counting on it. I've got a I've got what I think is a pretty good entry on it on AZI. So I'm gonna trust it for a little while. I would love to be able to trust this going into open. I don't normally like to hold going into open unless I've got a really good entry where I can afford to let it drop a little bit. But if it doesn't start going up, I may have to rethink that. Now, keep in mind, if it drops down to my buy-in, I'm in at 277. So if it drops back down to that 277, I'm out. PDYN now at 966. Wow, we just wicked up nicely on PDYN. Anybody still holding that? Wow, what a nice pop on that one. Up 48%. That one might. Sean's still in from 713. Wow, good entry. Good. Holding tight. Making some good cash on that one this morning, Sean. Making a good ROI on that. DDC expands their Bitcoin treasury with 100 Bitcoin purchase. DDC. 4 million public float. It's down 4% right now. PDYN now at 970. And then just got pulled down here a couple of pennies. Let's see. Gonna have to keep an eye on my AZI here. Keep a very close eye on this because we're not getting many green candles here. Volume is slowly drying up here. It's still getting a decent amount of volume, but the volume is noticeably decreasing. So I'm going to have to really keep a close eye on that. And hope for a quick turnaround here. CISS, micro float. CISS listed as a micro float on scans. It popped, you can see here, got a little bit of a pop. AZI trying to curl back up again, so maybe we'll get a little push and I can hold it through open. I think if that thing can get up to about 350 by open, I think I'll hold it into open if we can get it up that high. Ty, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Good morning, good morning. PDYN, let's go take a look at that one again. 970. Boy, we're going to hit 10 on this thing. We're up 50%. Evero, good morning. Boy, this thing wants 10. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Sean says, give me 10. All right. Well, we've got about 2 minutes, and then we'll get the 8:30 press releases, and I'm glad you guys were able to join us for the 8:30 press releases. Love having you here. Love to have you as part of the Wolf Pack. Starting early morning with the press releases. Paid off this morning, the TIRX, for sure. AZI still trying to push up, watching it on the 5-minute time frame. I'll feel a lot better about holding that into open if it gets up to 350. I'll feel a lot better. Is TIRX done? I don't know. I really don't know. It's got a really small float, and those are so unpredictable. Volume is slowing down a little bit. I will say that. Volume is gradually slowing down. It's getting a lot of volume, but it is slowly starting to decrease. But new buyers could come in a split second and push that thing up. I mean, this could literally run to $1 today. With enough volume at the right moment, it could go crazy. All right, let's see what we've got at 8:30. Sleep Number, PDYN, 830, Swag. Swag SWAG announces a multi-million-dollar contract to power rewards program for leading gaming company. That's on SWAG, 12 million public float. Here's my little ONDS. American Robotics Optimus drone approved for rapid federal procurement via the DCMA Blue USA cleared list. So a little positive news, not great news, not big massive news or anything on ONDS, but good news nonetheless. Good news for the company. And good news for me since I'm swinging that one. Let's see. Swag is up 7%. SJ. INBS. It's a micro float. They say that INBS initiates additional clinical studies for the FDA 510 submission, supporting planned entry into the multi-billion-dollar U.S. market. Eton drone. YYGH. YYGH repurchases outstanding warrants from the holders. So they're buying back warrants from warrant holders. YYGH. 18 million public float. VSME regains compliance with NASDAQ's minimum bid price requirements. VSME. Not seeing anything else. YYGH, that one's up. Boy, it's bouncing around crazy. It's really bouncing around. ONDS now at 1264. So we're even more in the money there. That's good for everybody that took some ONDS as a swing play. Gains compliance. 4, light path. Okay, nothing so far. NGD. New Gold shareholders approve a merger deal. No volume, really. It's a $12 stock, massive float, 761 million. Boy, the candles are wicking all over the place. They're just wicking all over. I got some wild swings on those candles. They're going crazy. They usually do that at 8 o'clock, but this they're still doing it right now. They're going bananas. AZI, come on, baby. I need you up to 350. Need you up to 350. TIRX 153 to 219. Well, you made quick $20 on it. Nice. Let's take a look at the daily here. Yes, I do, Steve. This gap up right here, I'm assuming this is what you're talking about here. Yeah, that's a nice gap up. If it can do it, that would be a nice gap up, man. That would run that thing, God, 3, 4, 500%. That would be a beautiful, beautiful hold. If it did that. That's a big if. Okay, so out of the 830 stuff, I don't see anything running on press releases. ONDS now up to 1272. TIRX kind of sort of trying to push back up. The play on that one really, in my opinion, was early this morning when the press release came out at around 7:15 this morning. And that big run from 34 cents up to 90 something, 94, 95 cents was a beautiful, beautiful play right there. But you had to be, you had to know that the press release was out at 7:15 in order to catch it. That's the tricky part. 983 looks like PDYN is trying to curl back up somewhat here. I still think that one wants $10 today. It's certainly trying. Okay. PDYN. That Yule, no, gosh dang it, YOUL. That one's moved up a little bit. They filed that 6K this morning. They filed it was a press release talking about developing robotics as a workforce on demand thing. I remember reading that off. Not seeing a lot moving. Let's take a look at my AZI. There we go. Look at AZI. Up 62% now. Anybody still holding with me? Anybody still holding tight, trusting the press release? Anybody still trusting it? There's probably a few of you that aren't trusting that too much. I'm a little nervous about it myself. In at 3. Ken, round 2 on AZI from 332 to 375. Nicely done. Alabama Mike's in at 308. I'm still holding on to it. I'm nervous about holding it much longer because I'm not seeing the kind of volume that I would like to see. But it is above 350, and I said if it got above 350, I'd feel comfortable holding it into open. As long as it can stay above that 350, I think I'll hold going into open. And the only reason I say that is because my entry is good enough that if it goes into open at 350 or a little above, I hope, my entry is low enough that I can afford to let it do what it does at open, drop a little, go up, drop, go up, all that wackiness that happens in that first 10 minutes of trading. I can afford to let it drop a little bit and still be okay. If my entry was close to where it was at open, I wouldn't hold it because we all know what happens at open. Sometimes they really drop, and can really just panic you to death. And sometimes they'll recover, sometimes they don't. So if I'm going to hold into open, I want to make sure I've got enough spread there between my entry and where it's at open that I can afford to let it play around a little bit in hopes that it finally is going to take off, and trust the news, that the news is good enough that it is going to push. I trust the news, but just as important, I have to trust the price action. So as long as it stays in good shape here, I'll hold it. But in at 294, good entry. Well, you're sitting on a little bit of green there at 294. That's good. You're sitting on some green. Okay, GRI. delivers compelling phase 2 gene expression data, improvements in key drivers. GRI, 2 million public float, 2.9, so it's almost 3. GRI, IMMX receives FDA breakthrough therapy designation. IMMX. PDSB announces presentation of preliminary results from a phase 2 study. Now let's go take a look at GRI. Look at that press release. Good gravy. Shot up over 100% on that press release. Ben got it from $7 to $9.32. Beautifully done, Ben. Zoom user PDYN shorted it from $9.69 to $9.25. Good job. Bob, AZI, round 2, $3.30 to $3.70. So let's switch over to the 1 minute time frame and let's see what GRI is doing. Low float stock for sure, 2.9. That's a pretty good float. Daniel, GRI 740 to 1021. Beautiful trade, James. Nice trade, James. That was quick. That one went quick. YYGH. SEC filing. This is the one that said they were buying back warrants. All right. We got GRI pulling back. So now we just have to decide if we're going to wait for the pullback, take the dip, or just leave it alone. Oh, let's see. Tomcat got it from $7.11 to $10.60. A nice trade. He sat and watched it go up, waiting for the pullback. Well, it's pulled back. Just dropped to 826. We'll see if it pulls back. You might get that pullback yet, Pinky. It's hard telling. All we can do is watch. Let it drop, let it drop, let it drop, let it drop. Be patient, let it drop. It's pulled back 50% from its high, where it spiked when the news came out. It's pulled back 50% from there. PDYN trying again. Bob got it from 930 to 990. Quick little trade there. Good job. PDYN, boom, 980. I told you that thing wants 10. Come on, baby, push up. Still watching it. We're back 60, almost, we're back 70%. It's pulled back 70% off of that high. Jalu, yeah, they did have, ONDS did have a little press release out this morning. Wasn't anything big, major news or anything. Just positive news. It says American Robotics Optimus drone approved for rapid federal procurement via the DCMA Blue UAS cleared list. So they got put on a list and they got approved for rapid federal procurement. So it was good news. Not, not kind of news that you'd expect it to go blazing or anything, but positive news. It's up over $13 now. Jocko, we were just looking at GRI, watching PDYN climb this morning from their press release. GRI just put out a press release here at 8:45. And that ran from $4.65 to $11.90 in 2 minutes. It popped about $3 on that first 1 minute candle. And in the second candle, it popped about $3.85. And now it's on its way down, getting a big sell-off going on. So just watching it fall, letting it dip, let it drop, drop, drop. And see if it finds a floor someplace. Well, that PDYN almost got to 10. We hit 994. Pretty darn close to that 10. Zeta kind of thing. Let's see, where is my ONDS swing? Still going up. It's at 1313. Can I comment in here? Well, of course you can, Big B. Why would you think you couldn't comment in here? GRI, is it going to curl back up? I don't know. Jury's still out there. PDYN. Still think that wants to hit 10. Is this AI? No, this isn't AI. We've got about 3 minutes and we'll get the 9 o'clock press releases. Historically, we don't get a lot of big press releases at 9 o'clock. But you never know when they'll throw one in there. But historically, it's not always a great time for press releases. GRI, has it found a bottom and might try to curl up for a little quick day trade on it? A little scalp. We shall see. AZI almost down to 3. Yeah, it pulled back pretty hard off of that 350, didn't it? Once it bounced it over that, it pulled back pretty good. We'll see if it bounces back up again. Really would like to have that over 350 when the market opens. Let's look at GRI. I wouldn't trust GRI right now to save my life. No siree. Not yet. PDYN. At 9. Let me move this just a little bit. Let me move this just a little bit. There we go. FORR. Its global events portfolio response to connect. Feed. FEED. Feed signs a strategic partnership agreement with UDeliver for U.S. distribution of over-the-counter reusable infit syringe lines. Feed was moving up earlier this morning. That's been up about where it's at. BGLC launches regional deployment VitaGuard infrastructure positioned to challenge legacy oncology platforms. ELC, 1.2 million public float, saying that they're launching the regional deployment of VitaGuard. SLE, Super League, debuts AI-driven playable media product via an exclusive partnership with Ad Arcade. 9 million public float. BGLC up about 24%. Steve, you have a great day. All right. Oh, Jeff Brands. Good old Jeff Brands. The 13G. Capital Link. Looks like there's an institutional buyer there. Out of Israel on Jeff Brands. But we all know about Jeff Brands. So. Vicky, you have a great day. AZI floating above 3. Barely. Just barely. Joey, you have a great day. Aton moving up. PDYN still fighting. Easy eye, holding on. Keep on holding on, man. 977. Soundhound, Soun, says they have extended their partnership with Five Guys. You guys are familiar with Five Guys, the burger joint. Soundhound AI, Soun. Not much volume. Price isn't moving. Massive float. Not a good setup there. PDYN. Ever so slowly creeping towards that $10. GRI trying to curl back up. It's going to take a heck of a lot of volume. Push that back up over 7. Back over 7, but we'll see. Robert, you have a great day. Brad says BGLC. That one popping off. Well, that one's getting pulled down hard, isn't it? EVTUSOUN. Pop and drop, yeah. It definitely looks that way. Well, I was kind of hoping there might be something that popped up here in press releases just after 9 o'clock, but nothing. 9 o'clock didn't give us anything. VSME just announced that they've regained compliance with NASDAQ's. The GRI. If it starts to curl, I might. Not that many though. That's a $30,000 investment. I am not looking for that. Look at AZI. Boy, AZI is floating at that 307, 308 area. I'm gonna have to make a decision. Gonna have to make a decision. I could risk it and have it drop and then have to sell it really fast to break even. And I'd be okay with that because I made a lot of money on TIRX this morning. I made enough on that one to not trade the rest of the day. But it would be nice to make a little bit on AZI as well. So I don't know. I'm up in the air. I'm up in the air. It may take the decision away from me if it drops between now and 9:30. It may decide for me, and I'll just go ahead and get out and be done with it. But you watch. If I sell that thing and just make a couple of pennies on it, it'll rip when the market opens. That's the way it always is. That's just the way it goes. Fidelity won't let you buy it. Probably not a bad thing at this point. And the way it's looking right now, a little bit further of a drop, and I am going to have to let it go. No matter how much I like the news, it doesn't matter. Price movement matters the most. I don't care how good the news is, no matter how much I like it. If the price isn't following my expectation, I just, news doesn't matter. Exchange breakthroughs. BBAI, and AdPorts Group announce a strategic partnership. HBM enters an agreement to acquire FinTech property. Financing. Feed is up 60% now. FEED. That's one we mentioned earlier this morning. And they did have another press release out this morning that we read off. Boy, that AZI is testing my patience here. Feed just had a really nice pop up. Up 61%. Really low float on that one. Up 66%. 68%. Nice pop on it. That is for sure. $68%. Still trying to push up. Push, push, push. Okay, it's time for me to let go. It's time to let go on AZI. We're going to sell into the bid. Oh, well. $281. I made enough for a Starbucks. 277 to 281. Darn it. Made enough for a Starbucks, but that's about it. But I'm okay with that because I made good on TIRX. So I'm tickled to death. Now watch, it'll go up when the market opens. It'll take off when the market opens. Feed, 69%. $70%. Did anybody get any feed by chance? Trapper, you have a great day. look at AZI now after I sold. You son of a gun. Well, I got enough out of it for a Starbucks. That's what matters. Doggone it. Isn't that the way it always happens, though? You sell at a break even or even a little bit of a loss, and then it spikes back up again. Almost like they were watching you. That's what it feels like sometimes. It's what it feels like. Sometimes it feels like somebody out there is watching your trading platform saying, just wait till he sells. Forget about anybody else. Let's just wait till Jeff sells, and then we'll push it back up again. That's what it feels like most of the time. But it's nice to know I'm not the only one that happens to, right? It happens to all of us for some reason. You watch, this thing will run to $3.50, $4. Could have had a whole month's worth of Starbucks with that. But there'll be another one tomorrow. And happy hump day, by the way, to everybody. Link, I said happy hump day. We're already halfway through this week. That is just, look at GRI. Come on, push back up over 7 again. Let's get Terry out of that thing. Financing. We're not going to get any more news between now and 9:30. Might get some right at 9:30. Sometimes they wait till right at 9:30 to put it out. Jeff Brand's going up. For anybody that's feeling froggy, JFBR. Pinky, you have a great day. Well, I think it's going to have to be it for this morning. I don't think anything else. Still looking for PDYN to hit 10. I think that's very doable. AZI. That booger's climbing right back up again. But, oh well. There'll be another one tomorrow. There'll be more press releases tomorrow that we can jump on. So we did okay this morning. The TIRX, that one went up over 190%. That was the moneymaker. That was the big one for me this morning. Made a couple of pennies. I made like 4 cents a share on AZI. That paid for my coffee this morning. Now, GRI did have a press release. It did run over 100% on the press release. And we did have some Wolfpack members that made money on it, and good money. But it dropped very, very quickly. But we will count that as a 100% run on a press release, because it did in fact run 100% on the press. Ran for 2 minutes, but that was about it. It was very quick up and down. Nate, 603 to 663. See there? See? You can make money on those even after they tank. Nate made 60 cents a share off of that. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day, YouTube. You guys have a brilliant day. Stay warm. I know you guys are cold up north. It's cold here in Florida. It's only up to 42 right now. The feel-like temperature in Central Florida this morning was 27. 27. That's crazy. temps slowly climbing up. But you guys stay warm up there, and we'll be back on again. We'll be on Zoom this afternoon on our website at 4 o'clock for after hours. And if you don't see you there, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:45 right here on Traveling Trade Adventures, 7:45. And we hope to see you there. Until then, you guys have a blessed day and stay warm. God bless.